You're listening to the Night Demon Network. Go to nightdemon.net/subscriber to unlock more exclusive content.
Hello and welcome to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast. I'm your host Nesbit, and today we pick it back up from last week. The fall of 2024, and Night Demon are touring with the legendary King Diamond. And we managed to get the whole band and crew to sit down together, tell the behind-the-scenes stories of the tour. This is the King Diamond Tour.
But yeah, it was after meeting King, I felt a lot better about what was happening on the tour. Because we really had no time to set up, man. We were like, they pushed doors, I think, for us, right?
Yeah.
The first night already. And we're quick. But there's certain things that have to happen. You have to plug mics in. You can't just, to sound check. You have to. But that was pretty cool talking to him. And then, I don't know how much we should get into this, or should we get into it?
We've got a whole tour to get into.
Yeah, we got many shows to get into.
Well, but the first night, so the tour manager from Overkill came into our dressing room and apologized to us because I guess he had gotten a talking to that day, because of the way that they handled themselves that first day, as far as their setup was just not ready, and it was all over the place. I think they were still trying to figure it out, though. They did have a lot of new guys working for them, and I don't know exactly what happened and what they were told, but it was just kind of like it was creating a problem on the first day, and for everybody time wise, so. Had something to do. I mean, what was it? They didn't have any of the cables that they needed, or remember it was something like that, or didn't leave us with any. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, he came in and apologized, and we were like, okay, that's cool, yeah, thanks. Like, I'm glad to know that, like, moving forward, we'll get the first show, logistics out of the work. Yeah, right. And like it'll be more streamlined. We're like three super professional bands, when you think about it. They've been doing this for a really long time. No stranger to setting up quickly and being ready to go when it's time to go. We've all played many festivals, which is really even crazier than when you don't have any of your own stuff, to be ready to go on time. So,
It's been a lot of first show working out the kinks moments on this run.
Yeah, it's like every day is a first show, I guess. But
we'll get to that.
Yeah. So that ended okay. And who else? Donnie from Riot was there, and Bobby Jarzombeck, and Mike Heller from Raven and Fear Factory. So it was cool to catch up with some of those guys, and we could already tell, okay, this is the kind of tour that you're on, where we would go to San Antonio at like 4 times, and each of the 4 times you would see one of those guys or something like that. This is the kind of tour where, like, when you go to the city, like, all those guys are going to be there at that show. So it's kind of like, yeah, we want to look good, we want to sound good, we want to do our thing, you know. And so, no, it was cool to see those guys. And again, we were just starting to meet everybody on the tour and just kind of figure out who everybody is, what their role is, what their name is.
Oh, yeah.
At the same time, stay out of their way, you know? Just really stay out of their way.
But I remember right after we're done playing, I remember Bob, like the stage tech, right? I guess
Right.
you could say. It was like, one thing I know for sure is I really like Night Demon. And I heard him like he was like walking like down the hall or something. It was like really loud and saying that like really loud. I'm like, all right, that's, you know, at least one guy from the King's crew approves us, and we're, you know, kind of, because we pulled it off, you know, because we had to rush.
Yeah.
We had like 30 minutes, I'd say, like since the moment we got to the stage until we had to like wire everything, get everything ready to go.
Yeah.
Until, you know, get a sound check, you know?
Yeah, and at the time, it's like we're there kind of just seeing who everybody is. It's like, okay, they have a freaking production manager. They have a tour manager. They have a meet and greet crew that's on the tour. Their only job is to handle meet and greets. They had a seamstress there. They had, you know, wardrobe road cases, just holding the band's stage clothes that are more cases than we have on our entire back line. You know, they had them backstage. You know, the scale of this thing, right? They had a stage manager. They have a monitor guy. They have a front of house guy. They have 2 lighting techs. They have an actor. They have a backup singer. They have, you know, a full band. They have
Head of Haunted Dolls.
two private security, you know, guys, right? You know, they've. I mean, the list goes on and on.
2 guitar techs,
2 guitar techs, 1 drum tech. Yeah. You know, obviously the merch person who's got a lot to deal with. Just all these moving parts, and you're like, what's going on? This, you know, everybody's supposed to know kind of what their role is and where to be at what time, and we're just like kind of sitting here like, okay, we just rolled up in this van. like well, we're ready to go, you know, like whenever you guys have time for us, you know, we'll go up there and do what we do. I'm trying to think if this was the venue that we had issues with the geyser right away, saying that we didn't advance. They're like, no. Okay. No. It was another early one, but yeah, okay. So we didn't, but yeah, it was. I think Meat King made everything feel pretty good at that point, because that was not. It went so quick, man, when we played.
Yeah.
It was like, what is this, you know?
Yeah, but I remember feeling right away, like, even the crew, like, the Renee, like, the first thing he told to us, I think you were in the other room, he's like, we're here to work together.
Yeah.
And if you guys need anything, just let me know, like, no matter what, you know, this
If
and
anybody
that.
says something you guys don't like, if anything makes you feel uncomfortable, like, you want everybody to be happy,
Yeah,
and
so we got a
you know,
pretty welcoming feeling right away, which helped all the chaos.
Which you don't really have on a lot of tours.
No,
you
especially
know?
that size,
Yeah,
you know,
you
that
don't.
many moving parts. It's like,
And back in the day, like, you know, I mean, I know it's an old school thing, but, like, you know, that was like, bands were notorious for sabotaging the support bands, whether it was unplugging stuff while they were playing, putting them off to a small corner of the stage, not giving them any lights, giving them half the PA, things like that, you know. And it's kind of like, we've gone into tours recently where I don't know if it's just management talk or whatever, but like we've had to agree to take 80% lights, 75% of the PA, this kind of stuff, you know, and agree to do that beforehand. And then you get there and the band's super cool and they're like, no, we're not enforcing any of that stuff, you know. And to me, it's like you want to give the audience the best entertainment they can have. Why would you want to limit that? And you want to bring bands out that you like and you want to showcase, and like you want to have a great tour package. If you feel threatened by the support bands, that's usually when you do that stuff, you know. So, and there's no need for King Diamond to feel threatened. He's got the best stage set that I've seen that of any band we've toured with, you know. So,
Houston, Texas. We went back to Rodney's that night, right?
Yeah, we went back to Ronnie's to sleep. He's got a great house. One of the best I think it's the number 2 biggest or most valuable heavy metal
private collection.
vinyl collection in the world. I think the number 1 guy is a Swedish guy that he knows. But Ronnie goes all over the world collecting records, and he's done it his whole life. And he's got I think his record den is labeled Casa de Mayhem. Is that what it is? Yeah. It's kind of world famous. But he's got everything there. And he even has a section of his house that's just records for sale.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I spent some time in there.
He's got a lot of great stuff. But yeah, Rodney's super cool. He's a good friend. Real comfortable place to stay. So we stayed there the first night. And then the morning we drove to Houston, which is only a few hours. Pulled into Houston, and it was a venue sell for the merch thing, which means that the venue sells the merch for you. They take a big cutout of it and give you the balance at the end of the night. We don't prefer those. It's nice to not have to work the booth, but at the same time, we love talking to the people that are at the show, and when they see the band there behind the merch table, they love to come back and hang out and take photos and talk and stuff like that. So.
And it really just hurts the sales too.
It does.
Because
it does.
I think the venue staff aren't really invested, so they don't put thought into like how you display stuff. They don't know how, if someone's like looking at all the music to go, hey, so this is the first EP, it came out, blah blah blah. This is the most recent record. They can't give that insight into the stuff that people are looking
yeah, and
to
it
buy,
is one line for everything. So essentially, they're just clerks.
Yeah,
they're not salespeople. So, but that's the policy in a lot of big places. So this place was another kind of like mini arena, seated. The sales were about half or less of what San Antonio was. So now it's really sparse. And it was again, King was still sound checking at this point every day. So it was a nice place though. And we had a lot of time this day to, again, I think we were showing up earlier than we needed to be at this point. But a lot of the gear had to be stored outside because there wasn't much room inside for that. So that was kind of a bit of a pain in the ass. But it was cool. One of those days where you're just kind of like laying around, waiting for something to happen. And, we Overkill had to take some time and still trying to get things figured out here. I went to lunch with my friend Christian, who runs the Hell's Heroes Festival, and just had a quick lunch with him and a quick catch up. And then I was kind of like, hey, I got to get back. And I kind of rushed back a little bit and waited for another, I think, 2.5 hours.
At least.
Yeah. And so 2.5, 3 hours. So we finally got up, and it was another one that was like, all right, we got to really hurry here before doors open. And trying to plot out like how we're going to get it on and off stage, because the King Diamond set goes like from end to end. And there's all these backdrops hanging. It's super dark. Yeah, there's no railing on the sides of these stages, so you can easily just fall off in the dark, just fall off of the stage on the side where nobody would ever even see you, and then try and walk through essentially two headliners sets of backline to get up to the front, and play your show. But yeah, that was I think that one felt a lot better, like performance-wise too. That was a pretty good show.
stand the fuck up. Let's go. This is a heavy metal show. Are you ready? Thank you guys so much. One more here from us tonight. From Ventura, California, Night Demon!
Yeah, this was the one where we had a dressing room downstairs.
No.
You had to go up
It was
some.
upstairs.
It was upstairs. It was up
yeah.
through the meet and greet,
Yeah.
off stage left, and then there was a big chalk wall where everybody had signed, and then you kind of doubled back up more stairs.
Yeah.
Remember we had a small dressing room. Christian was hanging out. Remember?
Yeah, and well, it's just one of those nights that like the balconies like were open. You know, there wasn't anybody up there, so we kind of, I think we all watched, kind of tried to check out the whole show.
We did, and I remember at one point I noticed Overkill's drummer Jeremy sat in a row behind us because upstairs there was like nobody else really there, and then he disappeared, and so we sat up and watched the show, and then as we went to leave, I saw like a thing, like this little black nugget thing on the ground, and it was some AirPods. I thought, oh, it must be his, so that was cool. Got to return that. And then, yeah, you gave them back to him, didn't you?
Yeah. And then he said that he didn't even know they were missing, or else he would have. They have like GPS on those things, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I gave it back to him, and he was like, just because like
confused.
Yeah, because I was like, hey, these are yours, and he was just like, what? It's like, yeah, they're not on you. He had a custom case for him and a carabiner, like any way you could not lose these things. He had, like that set up, but there it was, And then Tommy, the drummer at Crowbar, came out that night, so it was really cool to see him again. He's been a good friend and like really good, big supporter of the band, So he's been really great about that. He was super stoked to be there. It was really nice to see him, and his wife was there and his stepson. And the set list was the same for that one: Outsider Screams, Hallowed Ground, Howling Man, Ritual, Escape from Beyond, Night Demon. So 2 shows in, kept the same set. It was weird, like not selling merch and having it a seated show in such a big place. I really felt like detached from the audience. I don't remember interacting with anybody that show. So no crazy stuff to report about that at all.
Just another day at work.
Yeah, that's it.
Then that night, we drove to Dallas, right?
Mm-hmm.
To stay with
Stovers.
our good friends,
Yeah.
Stovers.
So initially we were on the off day between Dallas and St. Louis, maybe?
No, we're going to Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah.
Houston off Cincinnati.
Yeah,
So,
between Houston and Cincinnati, we had a day off, and we had scheduled Overkill was doing a headlining show in Oklahoma City, and we were going to play with them. But that show got canceled like the night before because, Overkill, and they were right. They said the drive was too long. I
remember thinking that like months ago.
Yeah,
We just figured it out like the day before.
Right. But we had driven to Dallas because to kind of break up the drive. So we had driven a few hours to Dallas. Actually, JP drove. We had to drop him off at the airport. We had an early morning flight for him out of Dallas, and then we were going to stay with our friends, the Stovers, in Dallas, and just get a few hours of sleep and drive to Oklahoma City. But since that show was canceled, we actually got not a full night of sleep, but we stayed till about noon. So JP drove, and he drove all through the night, and we stopped at a gas station so he could halfway through the drive so he could get some more fuel to stay awake and drive. And I think I saw him drink like 2 or 3 Dr. Peppers or whatever it was, or cherry Cokes, and
Diet Cokes.
Diet Cokes in I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. And then he had a donut. He got a brownie and a donut. The brownie was good. The donut he didn't like or something, and he took one bite and gave that up. But he just went and handled it and drove himself to the airport. We switched off. He flew home. We went to the Stovers, slept. And then we had a full day of driving the next day.
Yeah.
On the way to Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah, and so
We stopped at Randy's Smokehouse.
Randy's Smokehouse.
All right, yeah.
What city was that in again?
It's like, I'm going to say this wrong, Texarkana.
Texarkana.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to show the.
Yeah, we went there for shitty barbecue instead of going to Monster Mart.
Oh yeah.
Bullshit, because that's where.
Was that little tiny place at the base? All the
Yeah,
baseball
yeah,
memorabilia and
It was
stuff?
American as
To
it
show you some
as it
real
gets,
barbecue,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It
And
was
people
the-
were looking at us in there, the locals, like, these guys are not from here. You know what I mean?
I
It was
enjoyed
my first taste
What
of
did you eat there,
countryside
like
I ate
American.
fries?
corn nuggets.
Corn nuggets. Yeah, Dallas to Cincinnati drive without stopping is 932 miles. So without stopping, it's like 14-hour drive. And of course, we have to stop. And we had already come from Houston, you know, so think about how long that drive is. But yeah, we just, you know, driving
my
and
first time
driving and driving.
in
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, that's
We had a
right.
tour, we were on a tour bus, so I didn't get to drive.
That's right. Yeah, you killed it. You did amazing.
I drove all the way from Texarkana through. I crossed the whole Arkansas state, right? I was still super stoked about it.
stopped-
Not so stoked about it anymore. But
Yeah.
I was very like, oh yeah, driving in America.
Yeah. That was such a long one. Yeah, you were like cross-eyed by the end.
Okay, like 10 hours of driving.
Yeah.
Plus-
We stopped just before, so we stayed in Bowling Green. And
Green.
like the last exit just before it was like 3 a.m. or something, and there was a really bright full moon. I was like, can you pull over, please? Because basically there's like a site where there's a plaque because in like 1948 there was a UFO that like brought down this fighter pilot, Thomas Mantell. He was like flying around and saw a UFO and then crashed his plane at that site. So they had like a
little
plaque put
memorial
up
thing.
there. And yeah, it was like 10 minutes from the hotel at like 3 a.m. when you've been going all day. I'm like, sorry, dude.
Luckily, it was like right off the highway.
It was
so,
right.
yeah,
Like I wouldn't
yeah.
have made you do like a big detour, but that was fucking cool to see. You know, like that's
was,
one of the like OG 1940s pieces of like UFO lore. So that was really cool.
And then we went to a hotel and got some sleep.
Well, that's it for this week and the King Diamond Tour. And we'll pick it up again next week as the tour hits Cincinnati, Ohio. It was cool to get the whole crew and band to sit down together in one spot. But next week, we're going to switch things up a bit. All these guys are spread to various parts of the world and different continents now. So chances of getting them to sit down together is pretty slim. But we're going to hear from them all, just not in the same way, not in the same room. So that'll be next week when we pick it up with the tour. Again, I'll mention to check out nightdemon.net for more info on everything Night Demon, including how to become a Night Demon subscriber. Until next week, this is Nesbitt signing off.
Thanks for listening to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast. Head over to nightdemon.net, click on the subscriber tab, and sign up to access exclusive weekly bonus content. If you would like to donate to support the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast, you can do so through PayPal at paypal.me/nightdemonmetal. Additionally, if you have not already done so, please subscribe, like, rate, and review the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts.
All hail, Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast listeners. This is Dusty Squires chiming in to tell you about my brand new signature sticks from the London Drumstick Company. I've dreamt of having my very own drumsticks ever since I was a wee lad, and LDC made that a possibility for me. Founded in 2016 in London, England, the birthplace of heavy metal, the London Drumstick Company has trailblazed a path through the music industry and taken the drummer world by storm. When I met them for the first time, they knew their product was going to withstand the beatings of a Night Demon show. They took the time to work with me on getting everything just right. The balance and weight of my sticks are the same no matter what, and the durability is bar none the best I've ever had. I know my sticks will last through the set night after night. I'm truly honored to work with a company that caters to their players the way LDC does. Their innovation and attention to detail is what separates them from the rest of the stick makers out there. Their custom stick sleeves are unbelievable and really make the entire presentation complete. Wait until you see the design they came up with for me. It blew my mind and was a surprise to say the least. They have all kinds of amazing swag, including hoodies, t-shirts, drummer shorts, drum keys, stick bags, towels, face masks, practice pads, and much, much more. Even if you're not a drummer, you can be a part of Demon history and order my brand new signature sticks direct from their website. How cool is that? And to top it off, the London Drumstick Company are giving an exclusive offer to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast listeners. Go to londondrumsticks.co.uk and receive a 15% store-wide discount using promo code DEMONSTICKS. All capital letters, no spaces, Demon Sticks. DEMONSTICKS. I can't thank everyone there enough for the opportunity to be a part of their family and for them trusting me with their amazing products. See you metal maniacs on the road very soon. And yes, the wood chips will be flying.
Greetings, boils and ghouls. This is your comrade, the Crypt Keeper here, reporting dead from the sanctuary of the strange. Tonight's macabre myth is a fright-filled feature, one overflowing with monsters, madness, and magic.
Visit our website at monstersmadnessandmagic.com to stay up to date on all the dark dealings within the sanctuary of the strange. Enjoy the show.
Hey Metalheads, I'm Mark and I host the Metal Forge. Let me tell you about the show. The Metal Forge features the best underground metal from all over the world. We spend every week with a different artist with interviews, in-depth conversations, and most of all, the music. We also feature audience interactivity where you can submit your questions to the upcoming guests. New episodes are out every Friday at noon Eastern Time at metalforgeradio.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Want to know what's going on in the world of music? Then tune in to the Nothing Shocking Podcast, a non-genre based, all-ages friendly rock and roll program. Join us weekly for interviews with all your favorite rock stars from the mainstream to the underground. You can find us at nothingshocking.libsyn.com or anywhere you download podcasts.
Okay, metalheads, you've been complaining that there has not been a channel that plays all of the heavy metal videos from past, present, and future for years and years at this point. Well, that time is over. Heavy Metal Television is back. HeavyMetalTelevision.net is the website. Go there. You can see videos playing 24/7, 365, all the time, all the best from the old school, the new school, and everything in between. Check it out, HeavyMetalTelevision.net. It is where the metal is.